This is Machuka Nyarieko TV Talk Show, where we analyze politics and governance issues. We focus on national, local, and international news. We examine the political way of our people, social and economic. Nyarieko TV Talk Show, the house of ideas.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to our episode today, and I want to focus on Fred Matiang'i and the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua in relationship to their political behavior in the year 2026. There are those who feel that they have been close friends, and those who have seen them as supposed enemies of the united opposition. In this video, I'm going to do a thorough analysis on what has actually been happening, and therefore I will answer these questions: whether Fred Matiang'i and Rigathi Gachagua have been working closely or not. I will also demonstrate that the two have been having issues, and I will try to explain how the issues have been dealt with. Is it satisfactorily or half-baked, solved? But before we proceed, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, kindly subscribe so that whenever I produce another video, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you, and come back to our discussions. First, I begin by wishing you Merry Christmas, because we have a few hours to the 25th, which is Christmas Day, that is celebrated all over the world by Christians. The question on whether Fred Matiang'i and the former Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the DO, the civil servant, have been on loggerheads will be answered today, and of course it is an open question. It can be discussed in various ways according to one's perception, but in this video I will do an insight analysis. I'll give the insights, the reasons from an objective point. Last week, it happened that I was able to traverse nearly half of the country. I went to Nyanza, to parts of Rift Valley, and I stay at the mountain. I therefore can now authoritatively speak or do an analysis from the ground. One, when Rigathi Gachagua was on his visit to the United States, he did promise that the moment he steps back on the Kenyan land, he will first go to Wusi land to see his cousins, and probably go to other parts of the western part of the Republic of Kenya. But this did not come true. The reasons cannot be are not explained to date. But you cannot explain the relationship between the two if you cannot at least have the background of the two. Fred Matiang'i is a teacher, a lecturer, who has been argued or credited for participating in the making of the 2010 Constitution. He was a man loitering in Parliament. Remember his boss, that is the Honorable late Simeon Nyachai, was heading the Orange Banana Draft Constitution 2005. So this is a young man who was working very closely with Simeon Nyachai and was loitering within the parliamentary premises, and therefore he has the knowledge of the Constitution. Despite the fact that the 2005 Constitution did not see the right, this man contributed in the making of this Constitution. This man also, after Uhuru Kenyatta took over the reins of power, he appointed him as the ICT CS Cabinet Secretary and other portfolios like Ministry of Education, Internal Security, and many others that he was given by the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, including the CS, the Super CS, that is a position similar to what Musalia Mudavadi is holding today, that is the Prime Cabinet Secretary. After that, he went to the US, and he has been working with international bodies which will always advocate for democracy, while the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua has been a civil servant in the Republic of Kenya with a background career in political science. With Rigathi Gachagua, he was a DO and he has grown along that rank. And to be more open, Rigathi Gachagua was a DO at a time when the Republic of Kenya experienced a dictatorial regime under the leadership of Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, of course, who is the late. During this time, Kanu was everything and Moi was everything. And therefore, the DOs had immense powers in manipulating elections. During the regime, or what the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua has undergone is completely different. That is, his political background is completely different. Remember, Rigathi Gachagua is full of political philosophies, him being a political science student. On the other side, the Honorable Fred Matiang'i is a literature lecturer or a linguistic lecturer, something to do with that, and you can see the two can work hand in hand, one more open, one through mafumbos, mirrors. They mirror. With literature, you mirror something, you don't bring it out openly, but in political science, you have to hit and hit hard. So what is this that appeared to bring differences between the two individuals? The background can explain everything. In political science, one is trained and one is taken through various political philosophers, including the Machiavellian, that is the Prince, the books. One is taken through some novels, books like that of the Prince, written by Niccolo Machiavelli, that gives the morals, the ideals on governance. And the Fred Matiang'i has gone through what I can call the NGOs civilizations. See, those two things are different, and that's why when Gachagua looks at Matiang'i, he perceives him as someone who is not arrogant, who cannot mention the term, the name Kasongo. And because Fred Matiang'i came latest from USA, of course he has to behave like the Americans, decent politics. This brings the differences. One wants to appear to be decent, and the other one wants him to do the real politics. That is the difference. Now, when I was moving around the villages, the Wusiland, I did realize that the Rigathi Gachagua man has got also his following in the region, but they are very bitter of the promise that he gave that has not come through, because he said the moment I step in the Kenyan land when he was in the USA, it's going to Wusi. So they feel that the differences could have either hindered him from going to the Wusi region, or he has got some reasons as to why he's not going to that place. What do you think yourself? Drop a comment on our comment section and tell us why you think there appeared to be differences between Fred Matiang'i and Rigathi Gachagua. Remember, I have said Matiang'i came from US, whereby they believe on the power of social media in campaigns. And the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua has been in the Republic of Kenya, where he was a DO, where Moi could pronounce anything from any part of the Republic of Kenya. That means the approach to the campaigns is completely different. Rigathi Gachagua was at once complained that the man, President Matiang'i, is too much in boardrooms and social media. But what is the solution? There is a very heavy team led by Mukisa Kitui that is looking on those issues. A person was telling me from the inside that whenever they look at the issues between Matiang'i and Rigathi Gachagua, what they find is that each and one of them is wishing the other well so that he can fight harder. What is your opinion? Have a Merry Christmas and be present.